Good afternoon, Gooners. Good afternoon, Newcastle fans. Good afternoon, football fans. And this is in the North Bank. I'm Des the Enforcer. Um, I don't know why it's put the game day live up there, but I'll change that in a second. This is the preview show. So let's see if I can get that sorted. Yeah, that's better. This is the preview show. And I've got a guest today, Ben. He's a
Hello.
Newcastle supporter. Say hello, Ben.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Whoever's out there. Hello.
Right. Before we start talking about everything, Ben, I've just got to do a bit of housework, right? So if you'd like to give us a share, a like, and a subscribe, please do, because it helps the channel. And also, as you can see down the bottom, Zenith coins, we've got a competition going at the moment that at the end of the month, a set of coins can be drawn. And if you follow the instructions that are going along on the ticker and fill everything in, you could win that prize. Okay, Ben. So, right, how are we going to start this? Let's start this from the beginning. How long have you been a Newcastle fan, Ben?
Well, I'm 50 this year, so you're probably looking about, well, what you remember, at least 40 years.
40 years. I think I just beat you because I'm 47 years with a for the Arsenal, mate. So I just beat you, just.
Yeah, I think it was just after Keegan went up in his helicopter. I think that's around Jackie Charlton type, around that time, and then, yeah.
No, that's quality, mate. That's quality.
Good.
So we're here to preview the game on Sunday, which is at 4:30 at the Emirates. How are you feeling about the game?
Well, obviously, for us in Champions League, I mean, it is going to go down to the last game. It would be lovely to get a result. I do think we'll get a draw. I mean, we have beaten your lot 3 times this season, and I don't think in any of those 3 games we were lucky. I think, but obviously, I think the pressure is on your lot, personally.
I'd like to respectfully disagree that that you weren't lucky. Only in the case of when we played at your place, a couple of the lads that are on this channel, Mark and the Governor Paul, actually came to St James's, and they were up in the God seats because you like to put them up in where the angels sit, don't you?
Well, that's where my first season ticket was.
And I'm pretty sure that they're pretty sure that the ball went out. What's your thoughts on that?
Are you talking about last season?
No, it's this season, wasn't it? When didn't the ball go out?
Was it last season one where the ball went out? And to be honest, it probably did. Yeah. And then was it Joe Linton bundled it in?
Yeah, this is where VAR doesn't work, mate.
Well, I think this season, but no, I mean, it would. I don't think we're going to win as much. It'd be lovely to get a win down there, but I do think we'll get a result.
That's fair enough.
And mate. Then it goes to Everton.
See, I'll be honest with you. I don't mind if we get a draw with you, right? And then we beat Southampton because we still keep second place.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would like to get a win, obviously. But if as a minimum, a draw would be okay. Mark, who's on with the channel, he's Louis Scotsman, says, "No chance you're getting nothing from the game. We owe you 4." Have you got any response?
We'll just see how it goes. Respectfully, we'll see how it goes. And we have Everton last game of the season. I think we just need 3 points. Look, you do want to finish high in the league if you want to finish, but whether you finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, for us, it's going to be Champions League. And I do think we'll beat Everton at home, which will be Champions League. So really, it's in a way a free hit for us.
Yeah,
down there.
Definitely a positive. I have got my game. I have got Ben. I apologise. I've got my games muddled up. It was last season. I thought it was this one for some reason. I don't know.
I mean, the ball did go out, but blame the officials for that and blame VAR for that, which that's a different conversation. I don't think VAR should be in football. I think it's a waste of time.
I don't know. I think the new system might work, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
because it's going to be a time saver, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to get mistakes in football, but I always think it's sort of even to sell out. They always did say even to sell out as the season goes on. I just think VAR.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, I'm behind you on it as well, but I'm willing to give the new system a go. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see. Mark, thank you for putting me right, mate. I appreciate it.
I think it did go out last. I think it did go out last year, but you know, We're going to take it.
Yeah, but that's last year. It doesn't matter now. I thought it was this year. So it was my bad. So there we go.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a think about the lineups for the game, mate. How do you think we'll start with you first. How do you think your team's going to line up?
Well, he's generally gone unchanged unless injuries have dictated them. I think they've been the last 7-8 games that maybe he's had 1 or 2 changes. Joe Linton out, Willock came in, Gordon came out, Barnes came in. To be honest, I think it will be unchanged. I don't think he's got many from last weekend. He played back 3, but he played back 3 and played 2 wing backs. I don't think he makes many changes. He ain't going to make full scale changes. You know, we've still got to guarantee Champions League. Maybe as if we'd already guaranteed it, he could experiment a little bit, but he's going to keep it tight. He's going to go with the players that more or less got us as it is 3rd place. And if it weren't for stupid results like we talked earlier in the green room, we could have been higher. Like you said, Liverpool haven't exactly won the league at the canter, have they?
No. So who do you think he's going to put where? So who are you going to have in goal, mate?
We'll see Port will be in goal.
Yeah.
Back 4. I'm trying to think. Well, I don't think he'll go last week's formation. So it's generally Shaw, Burn, Livramento, and if he's back, Trippier. If he isn't back, you'll do something in there. And then midfield more or less looks after itself. Guimarães, Tonali, who's probably been one of our best players this season. Murphy on the right. You played Gordon left last week, but I don't think it worked out well. And obviously Isaac, Barnes. So I've got Pope, Shaw, Burn, Livramento, if he's fit, Trippier, Tonali, Guimarães, maybe Isaac, Barnes, probably Gordon, and one other.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask you this question, Ben, before I tell you what I think the Arsenal lineup will be. From the boss, he says, at Ben, the way it's worked out with Champions League qualification, Isaac is staying now, surely. Do you think he's staying?
No one can afford him with FFP and PSR, whatever you want to call it. I don't think as many players, many clubs can say that's all our budget on one player. And like I say, he's won a trophy, might be League Cup, but still a trophy. We're hopefully, touch wood, going to finish Champions League, whether it's whatever, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. Well, what he want? He's got Champions League.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, I'm going to give you the Arsenal lineup, and then I'm going to make a statement that I was told yesterday by someone where I get my mobility car from, and he's a Newcastle fan. But we'll see what you think of that in a second. So, Arsenal on the pitch tomorrow, I think, will be obviously Raya in goal.
Yes.
I don't think it'll be Timber. I think it'll be Ben White. Then you've got Saliba, Kivior, Lewis Skelly will be on the other side. And then I think we'll have a midfield of, depending on if Rice is in, it'll be Rice, Partey, Odegaard. If Rice isn't in, it'll be Mourinho, Partey.
Is he not suspended, Mourinho?
Oh, he is. Oh, one game, isn't it? One game.
Didn't he?
Oh, hey.
Does it kick in straight away, the ban?
It must do. Yeah, it must do. I had a moment again there. I'm having moments today. Sorry.
Yeah, back in my day, you get a game or two and then your ban kicked in.
Yeah. I think it does it straight away now, though. Can someone in the comments tell us if that ban's kicked in straight away, please? Right. So let's say Mourinho is out. Sorry. In the midfield, it's hopefully then going to be Rice, Partey, Odegaard. If Rice isn't fit, it could be Ethan Nwere in the midfield, Odegaard and Partey. Remember, guys, these are just predictions. I probably won't get it 100% right. And then up front, I would have said Trossard, but I think he's injured.
Yeah.
So Martinelli, Kai Havertz is back. I don't know if he'll play the whole game, but I think he'll
I like
start.
him, mind. I do like him. And I like that one
You
where
can have him for 65 million. You can have him
Sorry?
for 65.
I like him.
um,
I think you see.
no, he's all right. He's all right, but he's been out a long time now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I think he'll be in the middle, and then obviously Saka on the right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on from that. That's our predictions. Okay. Now this lad is also called Ben, and he said, right, and I'll quote him. Isak isn't worth any more than 120 million, right? And then he went on to say, and I was quite surprised by this, but I kind of get where he's coming from. He said that if Isak doesn't do anything in the first 20 minutes, he's not interested for the rest of the game. Now, if that's true, and I'm not saying it is true, this is coming from another Newcastle fan. If that's true, right, then wouldn't that put other teams off of buying him?
Well, I don't think. Well, to be honest, values are just stupid now. But he scored 20 goals in the last 2 seasons running. And yes, he does go quiet at times, but he's number 9. You know, and number 9 just shows how much football's changed down years. But back in my day, number 9 put the ball in the net. Mickey Quinn put the ball in the net. Shearer put the ball in the net. Ferdinand put the ball in the net. Lineker. Yeah, it was number 9 wearing number 10, but no, it was number 9. You know, yes, now football have to be seen to be doing this, that, and the other, but they're there to put the ball in the net. And I don't care if they don't do anything for 89 minutes. If they pop a winner in the last minute, they've done their job. They've done what they're paid to do. But I know football's changed. I know they've got one help back, and it's
yeah. I mean,
conversation.
Mark's saying that Zinchenko will play if Rice isn't playing.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Mark. You could be right, but we'll see. So yeah, no, I get what you mean, because if you look at the Arsenal team now, Saka will come back and defend. Martinelli will come back and defend. You know, I don't know about Kai Havertz. He does it occasionally, but no way as much as what Saka and Martinelli do.
Yeah,
you're right. It's how football has changed. It has. I mean, we don't even. Let's be honest, Ben. We don't even play the 4-4-2 anymore, do we?
No.
Do you know what I mean? So
no, I mean, your wingers are meant to go back and help out defensively. I'm just too old school. To me, your defenders defend, your midfield and your wingers attack. Your striker puts the ball in the net. Simple game.
Totally get you, mate. I totally get you.
Now your goalkeeper's got to be playing as an outfielder.
I want to say as well, though, I've got to say this out of respect, right? Well done on winning your first trophy after 70 years, mate. I mean, 70 years is a long time to wait. Arsenal are moaning because it's been, it's 5 years since the FA Cup, but you know what I mean? Before that, it was the Invincibles last time, we won a So, Premier League, we haven't won for 20 years. Do you know what I mean? As an example. So, it's, I mean, I live up here, and obviously I've been to St James's Park quite a few times because not only am I an Arsenal fan, I'm a football fan like your good self. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, when you walk in that ground, the energy, it just lifts you. It just absolutely fills you. When, and this is what I don't get about people moaning about trophies and stuff, right? Because you've gone 70 years, right? And I can honestly say, because I've seen it with my own eyes, and you know where I'm coming from here, mate.
Yeah.
The passion at St James's Park has never waned, apart from, as you would say, and we were talking about before the show, the Ashley years. But before the Ashley years, right, and since the Ashley years, the energy at St James's Park is back, and it's good to see. It's really good to see. I wanted to ask you, I mean, we were just talking about Isak there, and you're right. A centre forward should put the goal in the back of the net. But apart from Isak, you mentioned Tonioli. Is there anybody else that you want to mention that's really stood out this season for you?
Murphy. I mean,
that's a good point.
He's not. If Newcastle want to be winning the league, he's not the level of player in Champions Leagues in years down the line. You know, because every club wants to win the Champions League, every club wants to win a league. But no, that's not going to happen for yet. Well, certainly Champions League for I don't know how long. Look how long Paris Saint-Germain took to try and, you know, be competitive, and look how long Man City with the Champions League. I think they struggled when they first went to Champions League. I think they struggled totally different competition. Look, I know we're not going to Champions League next season, but in the next decade at least, be getting further on to at least look like we're having a chance of winning it without winning it. But not only Murphy. I mean, I think you don't know how many he's had. I don't know how many goal involvements he's had this season. Gordon's the one for Newcastle worry about. I think since Gordon this season, he's not been. I just seen the.
Cool. Yeah.
Since Gordon, since all the Liverpool talk, he doesn't seem to be. There's been something missing with Gordon. I know he had injuries. I know he got sent off stupidly in the FA Cup, which it was, and he missed the final. But Barnes has come in, and to be honest, I like Barnes. When I used to go and when Trace, my wife, used to live down Dammery, and I'd be driving down on a Saturday, and you'd put the radio on looking for a football match, and it'd have Radio Leicester, and they'd have the Leicester games, and he was always the one that, yeah, I know it's radio commentary, it's different to watch it on TV or live, but he was always the one that was getting, you know, he sounded probably one of the most dangerous players. So I think Barnes has come in, aside from Isaac and Barnes and Murphy either side of Isaac, and I just think they've just got on. I like Barnes.
I've got to say something about Murphy. Yeah, I will say this. His link-up play with Isaac this season, it's made him a different player.
Yeah,
I mean, you wouldn't have even mentioned Murphy before this season.
No, when he first came, I think did Benitez bring him in, and he just thought he's got an identical twin brother. You think, how we got the wrong Murphy? He's got Josh out there. I think he plays for Portsmouth somewhere. But he has. I mean, they're talking about international recognition. To be honest, I mean, right side. I mean, I know he plays Saka right side, but he's also played Foden right side. And to be honest, I'd rather put Murphy in ahead of Foden on the right. Yeah. If Saka wasn't fit, if Saka was missing it for some reason. Yeah, Saka's first choice for England, for his country down the right. But, you know, I think when he wasn't injured, he bunged Foden in, and I'd rather have bloody Murphy down the right.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's been any weaknesses for where the level we're at the moment. Tonali's just been, he's probably the one you do not want to go. I think he makes that midfield work.
I think Joe Linton has turned up as well, but I've got to say that's down to Eddie Howe. I mean, he's brought out the best in a lot of players. Are you happy with Eddie Howe? I take it you are, but
you can't not be happy with Eddie. He's made mistakes, but every manager's made mistakes. We played Liverpool a couple of years ago, and we're 1-0 up, and one of their lot got sent off. And the commentary just said, "Look, how they gotten ahead, or it's Liverpool again, and we're lost." Nunez came on and got 2. So he has made mistakes, not made many, but I don't think if any Newcastle supporter wants Howe out, they're idiots.
Oh, I'm not saying they do. I'm just
what we put down here: Souness, Dalglish, Allardyce, Bruce, Carver, Kinnear.
Yeah.
You've had a conveyor belt of probably the worst managers you could have in football.
So, is there anybody in the Arsenal side that you're worried about for tomorrow? Mate? Saka. Is it just Saka?
I think Odegaard's been quite quiet for the season.
Oh yeah, you could ask anybody on this channel and anybody that's messaged in the chat that I'm Odegaard's biggest fan, mate. Right?
Yeah, Saka's the big one. Rice,
Yeah.
I like Rice.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know, I
as
mean,
I say, he may not be playing tomorrow, so you might not have to worry about Rice. So
is Lewis Skelly at times a walking red card? At
mm,
times.
he's a good player though, mate. He's come on a lot this
Yeah, but I
season.
think he did well for England when he played.
Yeah,
But he
yeah,
has. He just between fullback and midfield, doesn't he?
yeah, yeah.
I think Saka's definitely the danger, but hopefully they don't concentrate on Saka as because you're just leaving 10 other players to do what they want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Not Nwaneri. I like
Yeah,
him. He's
Ethan. Well,
coming.
just say Ethan, mate. It's easier.
Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
him.
but
It's a,
in fairness, and Mark, if Mark's still in the chat, he'll say this, right? Everybody's raving about Ethan, and he deserves it. But Skelly has actually possibly surpassed him.
yeah.
Yeah. So it depends on how you look at your football. Do you know what I mean?
He's not getting chance. You're giving young'uns chances.
Yeah. Well, we've had to,
know,
mate. We haven't really had a choice. You know what I mean? With the injuries and everything.
Good, because to be honest, that's what you need in football. You can't keep bringing in players. What's the point in having academies apart from
If
probably
you're not going
selling
to
to
use
lower
it.
divisions?
Yeah.
It's the same with us. We got Miley coming through, and he gets a lot of criticism, but I still think Longstaff. Yes, again, Longstaff isn't probably going to be world class level. He's never going to be, but
they've all got to start
a lot
somewhere,
of dirty work.
Yeah.
We played Spurs a couple of years ago down there, and Sky Sports put a video in Longstaff. He harried one player, he harried there, and it went on. In the end, they gave the ball away.
Yeah.
He was harrying, constantly harrying this player, back to that player, and it went over and over again. And in the end, like I say, they gave the ball away, but that was down to Longstaff. Look, he's not world class. He's not going to be. I don't know why he gets the criticism he does. I think, he does some good things, but so he's apart from that. Who else we got coming through? A couple of young'uns on the bench, and that's been about it. We really don't have it. We've got to get the academy going. We really have to get the academy going. That's all. I think that's probably one of the next steps. I think the owners have probably identified. The
kids have got to start somewhere, Ben. They've got to start somewhere, haven't they?
Well, look at Chelsea. Look how they managed to sort of dodge FFP because they sell. They got that many.
They were doing the 8-year contracts as well, weren't they?
Well, that as well, and again, that's different. Again, that's different conversation. Well, that's right or wrong. If you get away with it, good luck to you. But you sort of
they found a loophole, didn't they? So
you're gonna get caught at some point.
So Mark says, Des, you're a legend. Cheers, mate. You're not a bad one yourself. And thanks for coming on, Ben. So
if you want us back on anytime, I'm happy to come on next season.
I'm not finished yet, mate. That was just what Mark said. So don't worry. I've got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Skelly never got nominated for round player of the year. Absolute sin. Right. I think I understand what you're trying to say there, Mark. He should have got player of the year for Arsenal. Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I would actually agree with that. So, Mark, Ben, not Mark. I think all there is to do now, mate, is give our predictions. So I'll let you go first, mate. What's your prediction for the match?
Well, romantically, it would be lovely to have a 1-0, but personally, I think it's going to be 1-1. I think we'll be tight. I think if we get a draw, I think hopefully I know yesterday's results weren't great. Could have done with Man U. Holding on for a 0-0. The Spurs one. Spurs are just gone.
Yeah.
You must love that.
Oh, mate, that's yeah.
You must absolutely love that. Yeah. It is funny to see. But with Spurs.
So you're going for a 1-0 or a 1-1? If you had to put your neck out.
No, it'd be 1-1. I would love it to be 1-0, but I do think it's going to be 1-1.
I think it's going to be. So if you was putting your neck on the chopping block, you'd say 1-1, yeah?
I think it'd be a draw, which sort of certainly helps. I think that probably suits both teams, to be honest.
To be honest, I will take a draw, but I think we're going to win 2-1, mate. If I'm honest with you.
Yeah, well, best of luck.
Yeah, that's all I can. Best of luck to you as well, mate.
Yeah.
Right, Ben. I think we've covered everything. Yeah.
Great.
I'm just going through in my head, blah blah blah. You know, I think we have actually covered everything. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's been fun.
It's been a pleasure, mate. And you're welcome back on any time, mate. All right.
Yeah, just give us a shout, and I'm happy to come on next season.
Yeah, no problem. We'll sort something out.
Best luck for. Well, I won't say for tomorrow, but best luck for Southampton.
All right, thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Nah, my pleasure, Des.
I will say this though. Is there anywhere anybody can find you, Ben, if they want to have a chat with you? Are you on any social media or anything?
I don't really do my Facebook, but I can certainly message me Twitter, or
Right,
X, whatever it's called. Yeah, happy if anyone's.
Well, if you give me your Twitter details,
Yeah.
I'll put it in the description somewhere, and we'll get it out there for you, mate, in case people want to have a chat with you.
Drop it to you.
We'll sort that out. Don't worry. Again, thanks very much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody in the chat, Mark, Paul, everybody who spoke to us. We appreciate it. A big shout out to the In the North Bank crew. You know who you are. You deserve a massive shout out because we've been banging out the content, Ben, you wouldn't believe, right? And also, don't forget tomorrow, guys, we have got the watch along for obviously Arsenal versus Newcastle. That'll be kicking off at 4:30. Well, the show starts at 4, but it kicks off at 4:30. And then, of course, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tomorrow night is the big Sunday show where we talk everything Arsenal related. You know what it's all about. You all know what it's about. On your way out, don't forget to give us a share, a like, a subscribe. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Cheers again, Ben. Thanks a lot, mate.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure. Take care of yourselves.